te pasa, chiquillo? ¿Qué te pasa? Me dicen en la escuela. ¿Cómo? Yo quisiera mirarla en su pupitre, porque si ella ya no vuelve, mi salón será muy triste. ¿Cómo? La de ojitos dormilones me dejó, y bajas calificaciones.
Si te acabas de graduar de la preparatoria o buscas cambiar de carrera, Texas Southmost College es el lugar donde empezar. Con más de 50 certificados y títulos asociados que escoger, TSC tiene la carrera para ti. En TSC puedes conseguir una educación de calidad que está cerca a casa. Obtén un certificado o título asociado y consigue la educación que necesitas para el mercado laboral de hoy y mañana.
¿Te gustaría que requieren tus servicios?
Inscríbete ya. Texas Southmost College, en Brownsville.
I chose to come to TSC because I live in Bronxville, so it's close to home, close to the family. Close to home. I love it.
Well, I decided to come to TSC because my uncles used to come here. So I came and I looked around and the people seem very genuine and nice.
The professors are excellent, man. The way that they've taught me, I've been able to learn a lot.
Oh, my instructors are really nice. They really break it down for me really simple so I understand.
The faculty and the staff, they care about us and they help us and they want us to graduate.
They're very committed to the students to help them out. It's not about just teaching, it's, being there for the student.
And I have great professors. The work it's taught me about how to be a better educator since I'm planning on, becoming a theater teacher.
The ultimate career goal is to become a doctor. I want to get accepted into a prestigious medical school, and I feel like TSC shaped me, to become a better student.
At the age of 22, I decided that I wanted to join the military. Once that was finished, I wanted to go and, exercise my mind and get an education.
I wanted to do something positive for my children, to provide for them financially, and I wanted to give back to the community.
My parents were here going to school back when I was a kid, so honestly it was just a natural choice.
I don't have to leave to a bigger university. I can do it here in my hometown at my community college.
Texas Southmost College is a community college, so therefore we promote community events. So anyway, you came to hear music, so let's get the music going.
En la rueda Juana, porque empezó a bailar. Esa morena cubana, no basta hasta sudar. Baila este ritmo con la pura sabrosura, mueve tu dinero porque el toque me la cura.
My name is Brandon Lee Sanchez. I started my education here at Texas Southmost College 2 years ago in fall of 2016. I'm about to graduate with my associates in general studies. From getting my first job to meeting some of the best people in the world, it has been one of the best experiences of my life so far.
Hello guys, my name is Luis Jesus Maya. I am going to be graduating with my general studies degree. It's such an honor for me being able to be part of TSC. One of the things that I'm going to miss the most is being able to work here as a student.
Hi, my name is Esmeralda Flores. I transferred to Texas Southmost College spring of 2016. I'm studying education here, and I plan to go on and graduate with my bachelor's and my master's and my PhD too.
My name is Marco Pardo. I'll be graduating with an Associate's in General Studies. A few years ago, I tried coming to school and I didn't really have the tools that I needed, but everybody at TSC has really made it easy to come back to school, get myself back on track. As a disabled veteran, I was fortunate enough to work as a work study here and help other veterans come back to school and go ahead and reach their goals.
Hola, mi nombre es Mariela Gándara y estoy estudiando en Texas Southmost College. Estoy agarrando un asociado en Criminal Justice. Uno de los recuerdos que tengo de TSC es de mis maestros, especialmente Miss Sonia Treviño. Ella me ha dado las ganas de seguir adelante.
Hello, my name is Jim Flores and I'm graduating with an Associate's in Criminal Justice. One of the greatest memories I have here at TSC is being able to show students that there's way more to college life than just work and being stressed out. There's plenty of events happening on campus and it's been very rewarding to be able to be a part of that.
I would like to thank my family for the love and support that they have shown me, my friends, my partner Angel, and of course God.
I want to thank my family, my friends, and God, and I want to thank Dr. Lucio. She's the one that encouraged me to keep going to get my PhD, and my family as well.
Le quiero agradecer demasiado a mis padres porque sin ellos yo no estaría aquí.
I never thought that I was able to accomplish so many things. It's such an honor for me being able to be class of 2018 and calling myself a Scorpion. I'm always gonna remember TSC for the rest of my life.
I would like to thank my family and my friends for always supporting me in everything that I do, and especially the Veteran Service Office, which I'm also a part of. I would like to encourage a lot of veterans out there and their family members to come back to school. You know, it's something that can be done. I'm an example of that, so TSC has really set me up for the future. Send them over to TSC, they'll really take care of them.
Be seated. Good afternoon. My name is Jesus Roberto Rodriguez, and I have the privilege of serving as president of Texas Southmost College. I would like to welcome each and every one of you to our beautiful college on this special occasion as we celebrate the achievements of the Texas Southmost College graduation class of 2018. Before we begin the ceremony, let us express how thankful we are of this day. If you could please stand for the invocation, which will be delivered by Mr. Donald Cross, Associate Vice President of Instruction, and I also ask that you please remain standing after the invocation for the national anthem, which will be sung by Ms. Yahaira Guerra.
Good afternoon. Proverbs 9, verse 9 states, "Give instruction to a wise man, and he will be yet wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning." Today, we celebrate the achievements of our Texas Southmost College Spring 2018 graduating class. Please join me in prayer. Gracious God, we gather here together in your presence to celebrate the achievements of our graduates, to recognize the hard work and dedication of our faculty and staff, and to acknowledge the sacrifices that the loved ones of these graduates have made, which have made it possible for them to achieve the goals that we celebrate here today. But more than that, we gather here to give you thanks for the manifold blessings that you have showered on all of us here today. We acknowledge that only through your grace are we able to achieve our goals. Only through your strength and inspiration are we able to persevere through the many challenges that confront us as we pursue our dreams. Thank you for guiding Texas Southmost College as we strive to create a better quality of life for the communities that we serve. May you continue to give our Board of Trustees, administration, faculty, and staff the wisdom, dedication, and perseverance to continue producing students who are prepared to take their place in society and to make a better life for themselves, their families, and their fellow men. Heavenly Father, we thank you for making today possible, and we ask your continued blessings on these graduating students as they go forth to realize their unlimited potential. We pray this in your holy name. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. This is a special day for all of us at Texas Southmost College. This is the day we honor you, the graduates, your families, and your friends. This is the day that we recognize your hard work, your sacrifices, and all the many accomplishments you have achieved. Graduation is an honor few receive, and for many of you, you are the first in your family that have received a college education. We commend you for that, and we're very proud of each and every one of you. Today we also celebrate what for all of us at Texas Southmost College is the highlight of all of our work. Commencement is when the TSC family gets to see our efforts embodied in our graduates. When we tell you that higher education is a rewarding profession, this is a moment that gives us that joy. Graduates, each of you who walks across the stage, your friends, your families that come to support you and celebrate are very special and important to all of us. That is what we look forward to with anticipation and excitement every year. And we want to say thank you, graduates, for making this day a special day, our reality. It is now my pleasure to introduce a very distinctive group of individuals who serve as the Texas Southmost College Board of Trustees. Their leadership, persistence, and commitment to your success is what fuels our mission. I would like to invite the TSC Board of Trustees to please stand as I call their names and to remain standing so that we can recognize them with our applause. Ms. Adela Garza, Chair. Mr. Trey Mendez, Vice Chair. Mr. Ruben Herrera, Secretary. Dr. Reynaldo Garcia. Mr. Art Rendon. Dr. Ruben Gallegos and Dr. Tony Zavaleta were unable to be with us today, but they send their best wishes. Our beloved TSC is destined for greatness because of the unwavering service and dedication of our trustees. Thank you, trustees, for your outstanding service to our community. Thank you. I'm also pleased to recognize the contributions of another group of individuals. Please stand as I call your name. Dr. Joanna Kyle, Vice President of Instruction. Ms. Melinda Rodriguez, Vice President of Institutional Advancement and Community Relations. Mr. Mike Shannon, Vice President of Student Services. Mr. Donald Cross, Associate Vice President of Instruction. Dr. Angelica Fuentes, Associate Vice President of Instruction for Academic Success. Dr. Joe Fleischman, Associate Vice President of Instruction for Workforce Development. Dr. Murat Abu Salim, Lead Administrator for the Division of Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics and Career and Technical Education. Mr. Scott Nelson, Lead Administrator for the Division of Health Professions. Please join me in thanking these members. Thank you. I would also like to recognize Dr. Catalina Amaral, a member of our Natural Science faculty who will be assisting with the commencement ceremony. We also have a very special guest with us today, Dr. Belle Whelan, President of the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commissions on Colleges, who will deliver our keynote address. Thank you, Dr. Whelan. But there's one more special group of individuals that I would like to recognize, our TSC faculty. Our faculty have the passion, commitment to the success of our students, and I'm deeply honored to be serving with them. They're wonderful individuals and colleagues. At this time, I would like to ask the faculty to please stand and be recognized. Please join me in thanking our faculty for what they do for TSC. Thank you. Thank you. I would like to invite our board vice chair, Mr. Trey Mendez, to the podium to say a few words.
Good afternoon, everybody. How you all doing today? Good? All right. On behalf of the board, I just want to thank everybody for being here, all the students, definitely faculty and staff, parents, Dios, Diaz, everybody. Believe it or not, everybody on the board at one time passed through this institution, and we're all very proud alumni, and we're very proud to see you all graduating here today. This is just hopefully the first step in many accomplishments for all of you. We look forward to seeing you back on campus and hopefully mentoring other students at TSC sometime in the future. And really, really proud of all of y'all here today. Thank you very much, and good luck.
For over 90 years, Texas Southmost College has been committed to improving the lives of our students, our community, and we've done a spectacular job. It has an open access college that provides opportunities for the individuals to pursue higher education with affordable tuition. Graduates, family, and friends, please remember that this is your community college, and we're proud to share this day with you. Texas Southmost College is your home. Our home is your home. Nuestra casa es su casa, y bienvenidos. Now I have the distinguished pleasure of introducing our keynote speaker, Dr. Belle Willen. Dr. Willen currently serves as president of the Southern Associations of Colleges and Schools Commission on Colleges, and is the first African American and the first woman to serve in this capacity. Her career spans over 40 years and includes the roles of faculty member, chief student services officer, campus provost, college president, and secretary of education for the state of Virginia. In several of those roles, she was the first African American and/or woman to serve in those capacities. Dr. Willen received her bachelor's degree from Trinity University in Texas with a double major in psychology and sociology. Her master's degree is from Louisiana State University in developmental educational psychology, and her doctorate is from the University of Texas at Austin in educational administration with a special concentration in community college leadership. Dr. Willen has received numerous awards and recognition, which I'll name a few. 6 honorary degrees, Distinguished Graduate Award from the Trinity University and from the College of Education at the University of Texas at Austin, the Washingtonian Magazine's 100 Most Powerful Women in Washington, D.C., the American Association of University Women Woman of Distinction Award, the American Association of Community College Leadership Award, the John Hopkins Franklin Award for Diverse Issues in Higher Education for Outstanding Leadership in Higher Education. Dr. Willen also holds and has held memberships in numerous local, state, and national organizations, including the Rotary International, the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, the American College Testing Inc. Board of Directors, American Association of Community College Board of Directors, the National Black College Alumni Hall of Fame Board of Directors, Excelencia in Education Board of Directors, the Next Generation Learning Challenges, and the National Student Clearinghouse Board of Directors, and the list goes on and on and on and on. We are very fortunate and honored to have Dr. Willen be our keynote speaker. Please help me in welcoming Dr. Willen.
Thank you, Mr. President. For a minute, I thought you were going to be longer than my speech. To you, to the members of the board and other platform guests, distinguished faculty, dedicated support staff, parents, guests, friends, other students, but most importantly, the class of the 2018. What's up? You made it. Please accept my heartfelt congratulations to each and every one of you. I know the time and energy and money that it took to get you where you are today, and the support from all those people who are also in the audience. So I hope that as you celebrate today, that you also take a minute to thank them for being there for you when you needed them. As you've heard and as you can see, I'm an old lady who's had lots of jobs, so they thought I might have had some words of wisdom to share with you today. So I'm both honored and humbled by the invitation, but I promise not to spend a lifetime talking about all the stuff. As president of an organization that is focused on quality and higher education, I'm actually here to give you your final exam. So I know it's tough. But what I'm going to ask you to do is to sit up on the edge of, toward the front of your seats, and And I'm going to count to 3. And on the count of 3, I want you to stand up, throw your hands in the air, and as loudly as you can, shout the word hallelujah. Okay, sit up toward the front of your seats. This is for real. If you can't do this, don't bother to come across the stage, okay? You ready? 1, 2, 3. Excellent, excellent. Now, you won't remember my name or much of what I said, but you will remember I had you sitting on the edge of your seat shouting hallelujah. To say that the world today is a different place than it was in 1972 when I sat where you're sitting would probably be the understatement of the year. But things have changed. Hairstyles and clothes are very different. Certainly the music is different. We could understand the words to our songs and we didn't mind singing them in front of our parents, so that is definitely a difference. It also took longer for us to find the answers to questions because we had to go to a library, look through a card catalog, shuffle through the cards, identify the Dewey Decimal System number associated with a particular publication, walk back into the stacks and get the book, and then find out the information. We didn't want to do that but one time, so we made sure we learned it that one time. You, on the other hand, have Google. You can find the answer and then forget it as soon as you found it. We also actually talked to each other. We didn't have cell phones where we could text, and we didn't misunderstand each other as much either because we actually heard the anger or the love that was in the conversation that was going on, and we understood what people meant when they said something. And there were also not only enough jobs to go around, but enough people to fill the jobs that were out there. As I reflect on the changes that have happened in the almost 50 years since I graduated from college, I have to stop and wonder what you all are going to do for the next 50 years in creating things. We take credit for things like Velcro and Post-it notes and microwaves, and yes, the internet and computers. I'm just frightened as to what may come out of your generation. But the two things that every one of those had in common were the curiosity of the people who dreamt of the idea and the skill sets necessary to pull them off. That's what you've been preparing for the time that you've been here at TSC, whether it's a cure for one of the many diseases that are still out there today, or a new way of doing something that saves time and energy and money, or a better way for people to get along. We're placing bets that you're going to make life better than we made it, and we think we did a pretty good job of it. There was a study done in 2011 that talked about several advantages that people have to earning a college degree. One of them is that it improves your life because you learn to get along with other people. You learn to hear their differences of opinions, whether you agree with them or not. You see multiple perspectives, you tolerate diversity more, and you make the economy more efficient because you're employed, earning larger salaries, and therefore paying more taxes. So we really welcome you to the land of excellencia. We really do. Also, college graduates are characterized as being more active and volunteering in their community more often than people who are not. And lastly, you have healthier lifestyles. You understand the value of healthy eating and parking away from the building and walking where you have to go. I know you've been complaining there's never enough parking and it's never close enough to the building, but that's part of the wellness plan. They just didn't tell you that in the beginning. So I wanted to give you 10 pearls of wisdom, if you will, to kind of tie all of that together. And so I've got this David Letterman type of top 10 list for you. Ready? Number 10, find a way to help people express themselves in a more civilized manner and without using weapons. I'm sure you've learned that the English language is quite extensive and we have a lot of words to use to describe things, and we keep adding to the lexicon every year. Surely we have enough words that we can use to tell people when we're unhappy with them without having to result to using weapons to destroy each other. Civility has gone out the window, and I'm desperate for you to bring it back. So I know, because I've met some of you here on campus, that you know how to say please and thank you and excuse me, and how to use the blinker on your car when you're changing lanes. I thank you for that, and I need you to spread that wealth all along the area. I need you to find a way to bring civility back, because without it, our society will go to hell in a handbasket. Number 9, make giving back a routine part of your life. As students, you haven't had a lot of money, but you've had some time. And I know that through service learning projects and just because of the way you've raised, you've helped other people by giving your time. Whether it was going to an elementary school to visit with youngsters to tell them how important it was to learn how to read and write, or visiting grandparents in nursing homes who didn't have grandchildren to visit them, I hope that you have felt how good it feels to give your time back. Well, the expectations have been ratcheted up. Now that you're graduating from college and you'll be working, we expect you to give back a little money too. Hopefully you will start with the scholarship fund here at TSC, because those scholarships helped many of you get through, and there are students coming behind you who are going to need that same effort. So I have faith that you're going to be able to give back something as well. Number 8, reinvent ways for children to be creative. Don't let them just sit in front of the idiot box all day, taking everything in. Help them learn how to think things through and to solve problems. My favorite toy growing up was a corrugated box. You know, one of those big boxes like you get 24 rolls of paper towels in. And my mother had drawn the top of a stove on one so that if I wanted to play homemaker, I could cook right there on my stove. Or she drew a spaceship on one side because we were of the Sputnik generation. We were heavy into space travel at that time. Or I could hide in it, and my friends would never know, or my mother would never know where I was when they came looking for us. But I had to use my brain to solve problems. We don't need children to lose that skill, so try to find ways to help them continue to be creative. Number 7, make public service and civic engagement something in which people want to engage and are proud to do. We've become so jaded by the behavior of so many of our elected officials that many of us aren't willing to put ourselves out to ask support from people because we figure all they're going to do is either ridicule or threaten us. We used to be proud of our elected officials. We even knew their names, and now we have no clue who they are, whether it's on the city, state, or national level. The challenge with that, though, is the global positioning of our world, of our nation in this world, is dependent upon good politicians. Now that you've all reached at least 18, I'm sure you have a voter registration card in your pocket. If not, then they're going to give you one as you're leaving today. Not only should you carry it in your pocket, you should exercise your right to vote, because if you don't, then you get what you didn't vote for and you have no right to complain. Number 6, this is the bad news in the speech. Learning is a lifelong phenomenon. It did not end with the final exam I just gave you a moment ago. You should be learning something every day for the rest of your life. The good news is you get to choose some of what you learn as opposed to people telling you you have to take that course. But don't stop learning whatever you do. Don't forget that there are no stupid questions. You have an advantage that my classmates and I didn't have in that you can Google stuff and nobody knows how dumb you are because they don't know what you asked Google. We had to ask people the answers to questions. And I remember when I taught psychology, one day I taught child psychology, and we were talking about the advantages of breastfeeding children versus bottle feeding children, and how when you breastfeed, you bond with the baby and you pass nutrients back and forth. And I had a young woman ask me if black women had chocolate milk in their breasts. That's a true story. Faculty live for moments like that. It gives them, happy thoughts about why they're in this business. But I had a reaction in the class, much like I did here today. Some of the students fell out laughing. They couldn't believe that she actually asked that question. Others sat there in shock that she had actually asked that question. But more importantly, you could see students trying to figure out the possibility of chocolate milk in somebody's breast. So after the laughter died down, I assured the young lady that, as to the best of my knowledge anyway, there were no flavoring packets in black women's breasts, that all breast milk was the same. But again, you should continue to learn and continue to ask questions, because that's how you make progress and that's how you move ahead. Number 5, before the Chicken Soup for the Soul books came out, there was a 2-volume book called Life's Little Instruction Book. And it was a bunch of one-liners that this mother and father had written to give to their son when he went off to college. And my favorite one in that 2-volume set is the one that says, "Be as kind to the janitor as you are the chairman of the board." Because everybody in an organization has a role to play, and no one is any more or any less important than anybody else. If you don't believe that, as you rise in an organization, you try to get anything done with the people who work behind you. Okay? The secretaries have the keys and the files. You know, and if as you become a member of the C-suite, you know, and you think, oh man, I'm hot stuff, trust me, you can't get it done without the other people who work around you. So always remember to be kind to everyone in the organization. Try not to believe your own PR when you hear that, because just as we're celebrating successes, we could easily be celebrating your failures as well. Number 4, looking good is just as important to making a lasting impression as being knowledgeable. Unfortunately, the fashion world has not helped you all in making the decisions about what you wear. We used to have work clothes and church clothes and play clothes, and now they all look alike. And unfortunately, old folks like me are still the ones making job decisions. So I want to give you a little hint here. When you go out to interview for a job, there is only one B in which those employers are interested, and that's your brain. Not your bosom, not your butt, but your brain. So when you walk in there, don't feel the need to flaunt all of your physical assets, because all they're looking at is your brain. You want them to have the idea that they can no longer exist without you being a part of their organization, because you've done your homework and you know what they're all about and you know the skill sets that you're bringing forward. It'll help an old soul like me feel really good. Number 3, be a mentor to those who are trying to achieve what you have already achieved. You've learned some very valuable lessons while going through TSC, some positive, some not so positive, but you've learned from all of them. By all means, go back and visit some of the students in the K-12 system and help them understand very early how important it is to know how to read and write and count and think and speak and use technology. Because right now they're bored to tears and they don't want to know, why do I have to learn this? My own son, when he took Algebra 2, wanted to know, why do I have to learn all these formulas? I'm never going to use them. And I told him, you're probably right. But what you will use is the process by which you learn to solve for an unknown. He says, why didn't they tell me that? I said, well, where's the fun in that? They had wanted you to figure that out yourself. But it's very important to know that you can have a lesson from which someone else can learn. Even at my old age, it's always good to hear students come back and say, you know, Dr. Whelan, when I was in your class, you said such and such, and I didn't believe you then, but now I know that it's really true. Okay? That's a good feeling. Number 2, stand for something. My grandmother used to tell me that people are going to talk about you no matter what you're doing. If you're doing all the right stuff, they're going to say, he just thinks he's better than everybody else. And if you're messing everything up, they'll say, see, I told you she wasn't going to amount to nothing. They're going to talk about you anyway. So you may as well give them something positive about which to talk, because you never know who's watching you. At least 2 of the jobs that I've had have come because people have come to me and said, I saw you when you were in such and such a job, and I liked the way you thought and the way you carried yourself, and I'd like for you to come to work for me. You never know who's out there and who's watching. People respect you when they know where you stand on a particular issue. And the number 1 lesson that I wanted to share is one that I experienced in 8th grade. Back before many of you were a gleam in your mom and dad's eyes. I was part of the 8th grade class that was going to go and integrate the Catholic high school in 1964, and we never thought about the fact that students might not want to sit next to us because we had permanent suntans. So we weren't thinking about it, but my 8th grade teacher was, and boy, she was old. She was probably my age now then, but we thought she was old. But Sister Clotilde told us 2 things that still stick with me today. One, she told us, this is 1964, remember when civil rights was at its peak. She said that black people were obviously the most important people in the world, otherwise white folks wouldn't be making such a big deal over us. In the 70s, it was the same thing about women. They were saying that women didn't belong places, and we had to prove to them that they didn't know what they were talking about. In the 80s, it was people with physical disabilities. In the 90s, it was people of different sexual orientations. Every 10 years, we find a different group on whom to dump so that we can feel better about ourselves. And she said, you don't let that get you down. You don't buy into their attitude. You stand up and say, obviously, I'm made of tough stuff, or you wouldn't be trying to put so many roadblocks up. And now you can add, and I got a degree from TSC. I know you're not going to do anything but push me over, not push me down or push me out, because I know how to get where it is that I need to go. The second thing she said, though, it really didn't matter what color your skin was, because we're all Americans. And American ends in the letters I-C-A-N, I can. And she never wanted to hear us say what we couldn't do until we had at least tried. Whether you're African American, Hispanic American, Cuban American, it doesn't matter. You're here and you can do whatever it is you set your mind to. May take you a little longer because it's a new area that you hadn't experimented with before, but you can do it. And believe me, ladies and gentlemen, there will be days you'll get up in the morning and you'll go, oh my God, I can't do this. You think back and say, sure, I can. I'm going to have to take my time, but I can do this. To each of you, I want to say, a job well done. To all the parents and supporters in the group, you done good. And lastly, I'm going to try this one. Felicitaciones y que Dios entre con ustedes en su viaje.
Muchísimas gracias, Dr. Willen, for those inspiring words. And please join me in thanking once again Dr. Willen. Before we present the diplomas, I wish to recognize a distinguished group of graduates. These graduates have a distinct symbol next to their names in the program that you received this morning. These students are graduating with an associate's degree and are distinguished as summa cum laude, magna cum laude, and cum laude. We also want to recognize honor graduates. These graduates have completed their degree and certificates with a cumulative grade point average of 3.5 or higher. You will know as they walk across the stage they will be wearing gold cords to symbolize their achievement. We also want to recognize members of the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society who are with us today. Another group of individuals that we would like to recognize are our veteran students. These group will be wearing the red, white, and blue cords to symbolize their service to the protection of our country. Honors, Phi Theta Kappa graduates, and veterans, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. You may be seated. As we proceed with the ceremony, please note that it will be difficult to photograph your graduates from where you are seated. Therefore, we ask that you please remain seated as the graduates come across the stage to receive their diplomas. The college has arranged to have each graduate photograph upon presentation of their diploma on stage. And these photos will be made available to you at no charge. We also have a very special gift for each of our graduates. Each graduate will be receiving a white rose, which symbolizes a new beginning. We invite each graduate to give the rose to someone special who supported them in the achievement of their educational goals, leading to their new beginnings. And now, graduates, family, members, and friends, we have reached the moment you have all been waiting for. I would like to invite Dr. Catalina Amaral to the podium for the recognition of our graduates.
El tiempo es la distancia entre un momento y otro momento. Este momento es un momento maravilloso que vamos a compartir. Espero que tengan muchos momentos más como este. Time can be defined as the distance the distance between one moment and another moment. This moment is a special moment. It's a marvelous moment, and we get to share this with you. I wish for you many, many more marvelous moments. Now graduating with an Associate of Applied Science, Jessica Ray Abrego. Luz N. Alcalá. José Barraza. Yesenia Barrera. Victor Joseph Betancourt. Nora Aide Camacho. Cynthia Cárdenas.
Jeremy.
Mark Jeremy. Emanuel Córdoba. Juan L. de la Garza. Ismael Delgado. Lázaro Delgado. Claudia L. Fimbres. Patricia Fiore. Carla Marie Garcia. Moisés García III. Roxanne García Mata. Isaac Ali Garza. Rafael Garza III. Rocío Gómez. Ashley Ann González. Magnolia González. César A. Guillén. Dulce Rubí Vélez. Gabriel Hernández Jr. Alejandro Herrera Jr. Marco Luigi Javier. Mike Melchor. Gina Lisette Morales. Miguel Ángel Noriega. Steven Adrián Martínez. Jonathan Reséndez. Aurora L. Reyes. Felicia Reina. Arlene Rodríguez. Glenna María Rodríguez. Ashley N. Salinas. Samantha Jo Sánchez. Jesús Treviño Jr. Jomara D. Weatherby. Jessica Ann Wilkinson. Now graduating with an Associate of Science, Stephen N. Rodriguez. Janelli Tomalinas. Anaí Peña. Now graduating with a Level 1 Certificate of Proficiency, Enrique Acosta. Jesús Agüero. Miguel Alcántar. Jocelyn Ángeles. Manuel Aviles. Daniel Bárcenas. Carlos Iván Bernal. Arsenio Capistrán. Ninfa Alicia Cortina. Carlos A. Cuadros Noyola. Anselmo Garza Jr. Christopher Derek Guerra. Juan Antonio Hernández. Let me do it twice. Juan Antonio Hernández III. Mark Herrera. Alan Márquez. Raúl A. Martínez. Jaime Montanaro. Messiah Muñiz. Carlos Arnulfo Ramírez. Gamaliel Rivera Díaz. Marcial G. Rodríguez. Ricardo Rocha. Antonio Rodríguez. Leonel Rodríguez Jr. David A. Sánchez.
Will the candidates for the graduation please stand? By the authority vested in me by the state of Texas and by the Texas Southmost College Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon these students the degrees and certificates which they have earned and which they are entitled. Congratulations, graduates. Felicidades. You may now move your tassels from right to left. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Texas Southmost College class of 2018. Once again, I offer my congratulations to our graduates and your families on this special day. Before we conclude our ceremony, being Mother's Day weekend, we would like to extend a happy Mother's Day to all. Feliz Día de las Madres en este fin de semana. This concludes our ceremony. We ask that you please remain seated until the faculty and graduates have exited the floor. Our best wishes to all for your happy, prosperous, and healthy future. Thank you.